Welcome back to the channel, my brothers. Today is Red Flag Friday.
Oh, is that a red flag?
That's right, it's Red Flag Friday. A day where I spend my time on these videos to point out some of the red flags that women display that you should try and avoid. So what's today's red flag? Because I don't give it away in the thumbnail like usual. You have to watch the video to find out what the red flag is. Well, today the red flag is users. Now, what do I mean by users? I mean, that's a broad term, isn't it? I mean, come on, it could mean anything. Well, specifically, I'm talking about food diggers. Now, I did a video a while back, and if you haven't watched it, go and give it a watch because it's well worth watching and it'll give you a good insight between the difference between gold diggers and food diggers. You see, most men who have a lot of money are not afraid of losing a little bit of money so long as they get out of that deal what they want. In other words, that's sleeping with the woman. They're quite happily, share gifts and take them to romantic places and pay for the meals, even take them on nice holidays and that, so long as they're getting their ashes hauled, so long as they're getting their oats, so long as they're getting out of it exactly what they want. They know what they're doing. But that's men who have a lot of money. Most people who fear gold diggers are those who try and project themselves as having a lot of money when in truth they don't, and then end up getting taken by gold diggers for the little resources they have. They become very bitter men about it. So if you haven't watched that video, go and have a watch. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, do so now. Come on, use the opportunity. Hit that subscribe button. If it's still red, you're not subscribed. And I know over 70% of my viewers are not subscribed. So don't be shy. Come in and join the Brotherhood. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell notification. That way you don't miss out on new uploads. So what do I mean by users? And what do I mean by the phrase food diggers? Well, in a survey not that long ago, to be honest with you, of the participating women who answered that survey, a massive percentage of them admitted to going on dates with men just to have a meal. Now, there's a problem here because it was, for a start, it was those who answered the survey. And you always have to look at these surveys with a little bit of a slanted eye, a little bit like, bit of a pinch of salt with it. The reason being is because it attracts a certain amount of people to answer these surveys. They see what the question is and go, oh yeah, I've done that, I'll answer. So it's not all women. It's just, I think it was something like 70% of those who answered the survey admitted to doing this, which I think, quite frankly, is abysmal. I mean, just how piss poor have you got to be that you can't even afford to feed yourself? Now, I've been in that position many, many, many years ago when I was a young man, living away from home when actually I went hungry. But it never once crossed my mind to use a woman to feed me. It was like, no, I've got to feed myself. I've got to do something about the position I find myself in. Women think to themselves, if I can't afford to go out for a meal, I'll get a man to take me out for a meal. Now again, there are no absolutes, so this isn't all women. Some women do literally want to go out with you because they want to be with you. But here's the thing, here's the kicker in all of this. No woman should ever accept a date with any man that she isn't first sexually attracted to and expects to sleep with at some point in the near future. Not necessarily that night, but at some point in the near future. And if she does, she's a user. And that's the red flag. She's a user. But the thing is that we men, we have to do what we men have to do, and that is hold them accountable. So call it out right from the beginning. It might seem like I'm having a go at you, my brothers, but no, if you allow this action to happen, you only have yourself to blame if it works out not the way you want. So if a woman rings you up out of the blue and says, "Hey, I wonder if you'd like to take me out for a meal," you say, "Oh, that sounds great. Are we going to sleep together?" "Oh, well, no, that's not what I'm offering. Then why would I feed you?" You see, it's that easy. Just call it out right from the beginning. Know where you stand. Don't ever be afraid to do it, because let's be honest, if that woman starts being offended that you've asked if you're going to sleep with her right at the very beginning, why would you want her in your life? Because you want out of the equation what you want out of it. She wants a meal, you want the cooch. She's only bringing that to the table if she's a food digger. So if she's not offering it, why would you feed her? It seems almost obvious, but women are doing this more and more, using men for their resources without any expectation of giving anything up. Any negotiation, any deal has two sides to it. Somebody has to give something up. You don't go into a business deal and expect to give all of your services to that person and them not pay you. That's their side of the contract, to pay you for your services. Now you think that because it's men and women together, you think that because it's relationships we're talking about, that those rules don't apply. Well, I say the absolute opposite. Those rules apply even more. If that woman's wanting you to take her out, you would naturally think that she's attracted to you. And following that path of thought along, you would think she's attracted to me, therefore at some point, probably not tonight, but in the very near future, we're going to sleep together. So I'm prepared to invest in that happening. But if the woman is accepting a date with you or asking you to take her out with no expectation of giving anything up herself, she's a user. And that's the red flag. And that red flag waves in front of your face and tells you to run. So instead of wasting your time and finding out you've been used after the event, call it out at the beginning. She says to you, "Hey, would you like to go out for a meal?" And you say, "Yeah, that sounds great. Are we going to sleep together?" And if she goes, "No, what do you think I am?" You just say, "I think you're a user. Bye. Have a nice life. See you soon. Take care. Don't let the door hit you in the backside." No, what's that phrase that I had? I love it. Oh yeah, don't let the door whack you where the good Lord cracked you. I just thought that was, I like that. But it's the same thing. Don't let the door hit your backside on the way out. You know, I don't need you in my life if you're not giving something to my life. Even if it's just plain old-fashioned, good old-fashioned, rumpy-pumpy sex. Because that's what guys want. We want sex. We also, if we're honest, we want a relationship. We want to settle down with a woman who adds something to our lives. Somebody who's just using us for our resources is adding nothing to our lives. So why would we want to get involved? And the trouble is, so many men have been used so often by women that they now see all women as users. And that's kind of sad, because not all women are users. There are still some good women out there. Some women who have traditional, conservative, more settled morals and values in their life. But trying to find them is like panning for gold. You have to go through a lot of crap before you find that nugget. I like the phrase that it's like looking for, doing the Where's Wally or Where's Waldo, depending on which country you're in, when everybody's dressed like Wally. It's almost impossible to find. So you have to carefully step through the minefield that is dating if you want to be with a woman. If you just want to sleep with a woman, hey, get on the apps. There's apps out there for it. Just keep swiping right or left. Plenty of Fish, Tinder. Pretty much all of the dating sites are just hookup sites, and the apps even more so. So I say to you, a red flag is a woman who thinks she can use you, your resources, whatever they may be. And let's be honest, it's pretty down low to use a man to feed you because you are so abysmal at managing your own finances that you can't feed yourself. These are the same women who'll be telling you, hey, I'm a strong, independent woman. Really? You very rarely come across a true, strong, independent woman. Most of them are being helped out somewhere. That's not independent, that's not strong. But anyway, do you agree with me? Red flag users, and my definition of what I believe a user is, a food digger. And if you haven't watched that video, please go and watch it. I think you'll get something from it. So that was today's Red Flag Friday. Users, women who use a man's resources without expecting to give anything in return. A one-sided contract. Well, I'm sorry, one-sided contracts are very rare in business because, in fact, I'd almost say they're unicorns. Nigh impossible. They just don't happen. Everybody gets something out of it. That woman's getting fed. What are you getting? And that's the question. Anyway, leave down in the comments below, do you believe what I said to be accurate, to be true? Have you been the victim of a user? Somebody who used you for your resources without giving anything back? Did you do the right thing? Did you call them out on it? Because things will only change in this kind of messed up world that we live in if we men change it. And we men have always changed the world for the better for we men. It's women who've screwed it up to where we are now. So it's our job as men to call it out and put the balance back. Once women start getting rejected, once they don't get fed, once they don't get their needs met, all of a sudden they'll start changing, start being a little bit, how can I put it? Have something a bit more about them than just the coochie. Anyway, my name's Andy R. I'm going for a cup of tea because I think I've deserved one. You men out there, you take care of yourself, because if you don't, who on earth will? You take care of yourself and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.